Hola friends, welcome back to another show. Today we are going to work on this letter. And I'm going to ask you, do you remember what letter this is? Do you remember? We've done this letter before. Great job! That is the letter D. So if you did not know, and this is maybe your first time tuning in to our show, today we're going to work on the letter D. And guess what? We are going to identify the upper and lowercase letter D for our first kindergarten readiness goal today. So the blue letter D on this side is a capital letter D. That means it's a big D. And the red letter D on this side is the lowercase letter D. Okay, it's the lowercase letter D, which means it's the small letter D. Now, the next thing we're going to work on today is you are going to follow simple directions. So remember, when you follow directions, you need to turn on your listening ears so you will know what to do. All right, friends, so today, just like every day, we are going to use some materials that start with the letter D. And guess what? Today, we're going to use something that you have in your house. We are going to pretend that we're going to have a drum on our show today. Some of you may have a drum at your house. It's an instrument that you play. It's called a drum. And guess what? Drum starts with the letter D. Miss Bacon does not have a drum at her house. But that's the material that we're going to use today. So if you have a drum, you're going to go get your drum. And guess what? If you have a drum, you probably have the sticks that go with that drum, right? So if you do, you're going to need to grab your sticks too. Because today we are going to beat on our drum just like this. All right, so I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes to go get your materials. If you don't have a drum at your house, like Miss Bacon does not have a drum at her house, you will need something like a can that makes noise. So when you tap on it, it will sound like a drum. So look, this is a can. It's actually my little baby's food. It's her formula can. And I'm going to use this can for a drum today. I'm going to pretend it's my drum. So if you don't have a drum at your house, you can go get a can. Maybe you have canned food, or maybe someone big in your house can find you a can. All right, so if you're not done looking for your materials today, you can just pause this video and start it back up when you are ready. But guess what? We're going to go ahead and get started today. So listen to the directions. Today, you're going to see letters, okay? You're going to see letters pop up over here. Miss Bacon is going to be changing out letters. And every time you see the letter D, you are going to tap your drum. Just like that. And then I'm going to take that letter away and I'm going to show you another letter, just like this. This right here, that's not the letter D. This is the letter C. So when you see the letter C, you do not tap your drum. No. Because remember, we're only tapping our drum when we see the letter D. All right, so that's what we're playing today. So, are you ready? All right, I'm super excited. So, let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. Remember, you are looking for the letter D. Good job. That's not the letter D. So we don't tap our drums. Good job. That's not the letter D either. So we don't tap our drums. Friends, that's the letter D. So you should be tapping your drum. Great job. Make sure you're looking at the letters I'm putting down. Is that the letter D? No, you're right. This is actually the letter L. This is the letter L. What about that? Is that the letter D? No, it's not. This is the letter U. U. What about that? Is that the letter D? No, it's not. This is the letter R. Great job, friends. What about that? Is that the letter D? I love it. Remember, you should be tapping your drum. When you see the letter D, you're going to tap your drum. Great job, friends. Is this the letter D? No, this is the letter E. Great job. Is this the letter D? No, it's not. This is the letter W. You guys are super smart. Is this the letter D? Yes, it is. Great job, friends. Uh-oh, I moved the camera around. But you should be tapping your drum because you see the letter D. Great job. That is the letter D. Is this the letter D? No, that's right. This is the letter N. Is this the letter D? No, that's right. This is the letter O. Is this the letter D? That's right. No, it's the letter C. Is this the letter D? Yes, it is. Great job. Is this the letter D? That's right. It's not. It's the letter A. Is this the letter D? No, that's right. It's the letter M. Is this the letter D? That's right, it is. Tap your drums. Great job, friends. Is this the letter D? That's right, it's not. This is the letter X. Is this the letter D? No, that's right. It's the letter Q. Is this the letter D? No, that's right. It's the letter G. Is this the letter D? Yes, tap your drums. Is this the letter D? No, that's right. This is the letter B. It's not the right letter. Is this the letter D? Yes, tap your drums. Great job, friends. All right, so that is actually going to be the end of our show today. So we worked on the letter D. And we used our drums. Some of you guys had drums at your house, but Miss Bacon did not have a drum at her house, so she used a pretend drum with a can and my sticks. And what we did was, whenever we sing the letter D, we tapped our drum. So maybe you can play this game with somebody else at your house so that you can learn your letters, especially the letter D. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed our show today. Make sure you subscribe and share with your friends, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.